Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Frank with Frankly Horse Racing. It's Monday, and we're going to go over a quick handicapping quick cut. As I call them in this one here, we're basically going to just go over, and I'm using the time form information because that's what I have up right now. As I've said before, I use different products for different days, different tracks. I find some work better at one place, others work better at another place, and different days. So anyway, this particular day, as we can see, was Friday, May 2nd. So we had the Oaks Day going. I basically just did the Oaks card and Oaklawn Park, going back to being a kid. My dad loved Oaklawn, so when he introduced me to racing, we were always watching Exarban back in Nebraska and then Oaklawn Park. And the track announcer actually went from Exarban when it closed to Oaklawn Park for a lot of years. But anyway, just that was a little story there. But in the 7th race here, which was a 6 furlong race, there was a fantastic opportunity. And that's when I started getting better at it, when I was looking for opportunities versus the winners. There's times that absolutely I'm looking for just the winner, but there are also times where I'm looking for an opportunity where we can maybe make some money. Hey, the Kentucky Derby was a great example of that. You had two horses that I thought were the top two horses, and when it came down to it, honestly, either one of them could win. I liked Sovereignty better because he had been on the track. I've said that before, I'm saying it again. His race last year was pretty darn impressive. However, journalism is fantastic, and he ran his eyeballs out, as well as Baeza. However, when it came down to it, if I'm down to two horses, I used them both in a couple different things. But the opportunity at Sovereignty at that price, already being on the track, I had to take it. Same thing with this race here. So let's look at it real quick. This won't be a long video. He paid $26.20 to win, $11.60 to place, $5.60 to show. I just bet straight in this one. If I would have bet the exacta, which I tend to do on quite a few occasions on these, I would have missed it because I honestly didn't like the 11 at all. I like the 7, 8, and you can see down here where I can put my selections. I had the 7, 8. So that's what I would have bet exact-wise. But I just bet this horse on the nose, and I'll show you why. His numbers over here are the time for numbers on the right. We're pretty competitive. Everybody, I thought that was a little low. This one was a little low, but they're all pretty close to the same. The biggest difference in how I picked this one out, as you can see as I scroll through here, I'm going to go change this to just 6 lines so there's not so many, and we don't have a long form. But the time for numbers are here to the right, and then over here the class numbers, what they ran at. Most of them running at claiming 10 and 12 thousands, as you can see, and they're all pretty close to numbers. Every now and then one pops a big number, but you're looking for consistency, who's improving. In most cases, when I'm handicapped 3-year-olds going into 4-year-olds, a race like this where you got old veterans that keep knocking each other off, or you've got one like this that is just terribly slow, and it'd definitely be a huge long shot if it won. I'm looking for an opportunity in here, and I found it in the 7. Again, too low. We've had a couple around the same. This is Arkansas bred, now going up against Open Company. But I come to my 7, and what I saw was he had as good a numbers, and last year better numbers than anybody in this field. He was absolutely taking a drop versus the other horses that were running in this race. I knew if he ran or even close to his top last year, he wins this race. He's only been out twice, March and April, so this is his 3rd out, which is usually pretty good if it's consistent and not a huge difference away or too fast. He has a fantastic jockey-trainer combo at Oaklawn. It's only showing 19%, but those two, if they're running one together, you have to take a look at it. And so everything added up. I looked at the 8, who was my 2nd horse. He recently had a 98 by the time form numbers, and he was taking a drop also, so that's why I liked him 2nd in this one. But he had a bit of a layoff, and then he has another layoff, and I know with the Asmussens, they're going to get bet. So there was just nobody that had all these contributing factors, and he was going off at a pretty darn good odds. What did he go off here? I forget what he paid me. They just have the morning light odds. They had him at 8-1, so they should have done a little better job on that. But I know making morning lights is very difficult. I definitely couldn't do it. Sorry about that jump. And here we look. He paid $26, so he was a fantastic horse. It was worth taking a chance on. Again, he had so many positive factors. So when you're looking at the races or you're handicapping, if you're newer to this, older folks, men and women, already have what they look for, but maybe this helps them. But look for those little bit of changes or something that is different than the others, right? That doesn't fit. And you'll find a lot of pretty good opportunities. You may have to wait a while to find one like this, but boy, when you do, $26 for $2 bet, pretty darn good. And then when you multiply it by a nice amount, then you can get a pretty darn good score. Sorry about the quick scrolling. But anyway, that's what I wanted to bring today. Look for opportunities, something that changed, that you have more factors than another horse, and it's at a price that you like versus taking a short, odd horse that pretty much looks the same as everybody else. This is Frank with Frankly Horse Racing. We'll have some other good stuff coming up this week, including a review of the Kentucky Derby, and then look at some of the trips on there. And then we've got to start working into the Preakness. If you have any questions or you want me to talk about something, let me know. Please like and or subscribe to our channel to help us get this going and growing. I appreciate everything. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.